And we are live. Hello. Good afternoon or morning, wherever you are. Thank flip, it's Friday. It genuinely is Friday. There's no argument about that. Wherever you are in the world, it is Friday right now. Unless you're way out east, I guess. So if you're here, if you're watching this live, give us a hello in the comments. Give us a yay. We have got a fantastic session today. You're really going to love this. I can guarantee it. You are going to love this. So welcome to Thank Flip It's Friday. Give us a yay in the comments if you are here. I would love to hear from you. Feed off your energy. So give us a hello, Jonny, or yay, or hi, or something like that. As you know, we always share comments on the screen, so you can appear as part of this community if you drop a comment in the comments thread. Yeah, it's going to be a good session today. It really is. I have a bit of an announcement. I'll wait till a few more of you are here to make this announcement because it is quite a big announcement. But just while we're all warming up, say hi in the comments. Drop us a hey, a wave or something like that. Give us your name and all that kind of thing. Let's have a look who is commenting so far. So we've got a warm hello from Jeff. We have a yay, you love Thank Flip It's Friday. I love Thank Flip It's Friday as well, I have to tell you. Thank Flip It's Friday is a wonderful way to end the week, and we're never going to stop it. We're never going to stop it. Back to work now. Oh, Diane. Thoughts are with you, my dear. Funerals, yes, still good. Caroline Day's here, Facebook users here. Now, if you're showing up as Facebook user, it means that you haven't done one thing, which we always ask you to do, which is the following. Streaming on the bottom there, scrolling on the bottom, is streamyard.com/Facebook. Type that into your browser, go in there and give StreamYard permission to display your Facebook name. Here's Ian Rose. I haven't seen you before, Ian. It's great to see you here. Welcome. I think I know your name. Just haven't seen you recently. We're going to be talking today. This is the topic. Life and business lessons from billionaires. Why is it in inverted commas? That will be clear. That will be clear shortly. I've got some news. Some of you may have spotted it. I hope you're not too sad. We've made a strategic decision to put a wrapper around the Thank Flip It's Friday sessions and make them available to our paying clients, only our paying clients. In other words, I've taken a decision, workload related and also business and financial related, taking a decision to not do any regular weekly free trainings anymore. So I can only apologize for that if any of you feel it might be the end of an era. I sincerely hope it isn't, because I'm going to tell you a bit later how you can continue to access these Friday sessions, these Thank Flip It's Friday sessions. For those of you who are in one or other of my programs, you will be able to continue to access these. So Jeff, Kim, Diane, Caroline, Annabella, hi, and anybody else who is currently or has been in a CAB, Client Attraction Blueprint, or indeed is paying a monthly subscription to be part of the community, you'll continue to be able to access these Friday sessions. But you do have to step up, show us a bit of commitment, and we will commit ourselves 100% to you guys as well. The new brand for this community is the Coaching Freedom Club. You'll be part of a VIP Facebook group, as well as having access to these weekly trainings as well. But we'll talk a bit more about that in a bit. Let's get on to some content for today. Life and business lessons from billionaires. So what am I thinking here? I'll tell you what I'm thinking. I am a Netflix addict, but on a very selective basis. I think we would all imagine that we were, right? There are some wonderful shows on Netflix. There's also some rubbish and some energy and time wasting things that you can do on Netflix. I try and discern stuff on the basis that I'm going to learn something. I'm going to be inspired. I'm going to find them really, kind of life affirming, if you like. So the kind of series that I've been watching, and pop in the comments, by the way, what's your favorite Netflix show? Not just Netflix, but maybe Amazon Prime, your favorite series. They'll oftentimes be American, these, some of them are not. But tell us, what's your favorite show? So, in no particular order, you've got to say Succession. Recent shows, absolutely breathtaking, wasn't it? Brian Cox as the patriarch, just absolutely amazing. I'm totally with you on Ozark, Rebecca. You and I could be in a lounge together watching these. You've got them both. You've got Ozark. You've got Succession. Yeah, absolutely. Sopranos, going back old school. The Sopranos, what a show that was. Absolutely riveting, wasn't it? I found some similarities with Sopranos and Ozark, in fact, in that the protagonists were clearly criminals, but you kind of felt for them, didn't you? What else do we have? Stranger Things, that's a relatively new one, isn't it? Homeland, that's been going on forever, hasn't it? It's one of those never-ending shows. Ted Lasso, yeah, that's one of the later ones as well. I tend to have discovered some of these old school shows fairly late. I've only recently watched Breaking Bad, and what an experience that was. Fantastically scripted and just so tense all the way through. And it's one of those things, isn't it, where the protagonist was clearly on the wrong side of the law, and yet you wanted them to get away with it. Which is nice. Yeah, Narcos, another one in that thing as well. I'll tell you what, I've stayed away from Squid Games only because it just sounds a bit brutal to me. Gratuitous death and violence. Not that some of these haven't, but here we are. We're getting somewhere here. Billions. Okay. So I'm going to talk about Billions today because I've been researching some of the fantastic script pointers and quotes that have come out from Billions. We're going to look at these. We're going to disseminate them, and we're going to see if we can apply them into our businesses. Are we up for that? That sounds like an interesting idea. And see if we can apply some of the wisdom from Bobby Axelrod and indeed Wendy Rhodes. One of the favourite characters in that. We're going to see if we can apply them into your businesses. So if you're up for that, if you think that's a good idea, give us a yay in the comments, something like that. The other show that we're going to look at is Suits. Again, I'm relatively late to the party. I've just discovered it. Perhaps the first time I've seen Meghan Markle, because I take no interest in her exploits as a retired royal or whatever it is she's doing. But Meghan Markle, came to fame in the Suits series. The one character in there, Harvey Specter, is very, very well scripted, and it just kind of absolutely puts other shows in the shade. The way he always wins, the way he has this win at all cost mentality, which kind of helps if he's a defense lawyer, of course, because he wants to be winning, doesn't he? Don't forget Mike Prince as well. Yeah, Mike Prince is the current protagonist. But you know what I'm really excited about, Steve? I don't know if you've heard about this, but season 7 is out this week, and Bobby's back. Axe is back. Axe is back in the frame. So it's the final series. They've said that they're not going to do any more seasons after season 7. But Bobby Axelrod is going to oust Mike Prince, I would wager. I would imagine that's how it's going to end. Bobby's going to be back in his castle. So I'll be interested to see how that unfolds, if they've managed to script that and keep the standards as high as Steve, don't spoil it then, because I haven't watched it yet. Yeah. All right. Well, look, let's get into something here. I'm going to read something out But I want to show it on the screen actually, so we can read it together. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to share it because we can do that here, and you'll love this. So this is from Wags, who is Bobby Axelrod's right-hand man, if you like, and he's reluctantly stayed in the game through the Mike Prince years. Apologies if you haven't watched Billionaires. Let's not go too deep into all this. This is a quote from Wag, and I really like this. You know what it takes to find a truffle? A hog, a dog, whatever keenly scented, carefully trained animal gets the assignment, spends a lifetime tracing through the dark, sniffing out the sliced aroma. Only then the digging begins. What do you think they're digging through? Shit. That's the thing we don't so much about, right? The things we most value, things we pay most dearly to ingest, are grown in shit. Okay, so this is a flavour for the kind of script, the kind of punchiness that you'll get if you watch Billionaires, if you watch Billions, right? Wags here is talking about making the effort to push through all the bad times so that you end up with what you want. You get where you want to be, and isn't this so true? In our professions, that some people I know in our community have been doing this for years, and they've been experiencing, not a lot of success for quite a while. And then all of a sudden something clicks. They find their first truffle, and then they find another truffle. And all of a sudden it seems like all the years of wading through the shit has been worthwhile. Can we get behind that? Does that make sense? It can be a long battle, can't it? An overnight success can take years or decades, can't it? Is that making sense? Are we resonating with that? I'm going to have a look at another one now. This is a really good one. This is a really, really good one. So this is when Axe is talking about staff and recruitment and taking people on, right? He actually said some of your employees are obnoxious, but I'm going to start here because this is relevant to us, right? We've got to stop surrounding ourselves or tolerating people who do not serve us, energy vampires and all that kind of thing. Some of your customers are obnoxious. Some of your friends are selfish, all about me jerks. But here's the thing. You chose them. You chose them, right? I've repeated that because it's so important. If the people around you make you unhappy, it's not their fault. Don't pretend otherwise. It's your fault. This is Bobby Axelrod talking about this, by the way. They're in your professional or personal life because you drew them to you and you let them remain. As you're reading this and hearing this, by the way, just type your reactions in the chat. Let us know what you think to this. Think about the type of people you want to work with. Think about the types of customers you'd love to serve. Think about the friends you want to have. Then change what you do so you can start attracting those people. Hardworking people want to work with hardworking people. Kind people like to associate with kind people. Great employees want to work for great bosses. Successful people are naturally drawn to successful people. So this is multi-layered, isn't it? This speaks to your marketing, speaks to your outreach, and it also speaks to your attitude to other people. How much tolerance you have for having the wrong people in your community. This, I think, this was either Bobby Axelrod or Wendy Rhodes. Just give some context. Wendy Rhodes is the in-house shrink. She's the psychiatrist and life coach, if you like, who helps all the market traders in Bobby Axelrod's business. So it's either Bobby or Wendy, but this is part of a script. So what you've got to realize here, right, is that what I'm going to show you today is not real people saying real things, but it's possibly even better than that, because what it is, it's really well considered, well crafted writing by scriptwriters who are paid a bundle of money to write really important work, right, to create really important stuff. Sounds like Wendy says, Steve. Yeah, I think it might be right. So let's have a couple of, this has got you going here. Let's have a couple of comments. I was in a group that was not getting on with someone. When they asked me to leave, I was actually quite glad. Yeah, make the first move next time, Jeff. Make the first move, my friend. Facebook user has said, I seem to change friends all the time, but I'm just like, you just stay around. Yeah, exactly. Be prepared to do that. What does it say here? You chose them. You chose them. They're in your professional, personal life because you drew them to you and you let them remain. Don't complain about people. Just make a change. Do something about it. All right. It was a good one, that, wasn't it? That was really enjoyable. Oh, here we go. Don't forget to cut loose the people who don't contribute to your happiness or success. If you don't, you are the one who loses. All right, brilliant. Well, this is a nice one here. This is a really nice one. Let me see if I make this a bit bigger so we're not too distracted with the other things. I quite like this one, right? This is a lesson. This is a lesson in actually doing stuff. You have hands, right? You have hands. It's easy to find excuses not to do the inconvenient thing, the uncomfortable thing, or the hard thing. But the hard things can be done using the one tool each of us has: effort. Effort. And I'm sure you guys feel this sometimes, that this shit is hard, isn't it? Mastering this stuff is hard. Okay. I will make a case on a regular basis for certain ideas being simpler than others, right? Certain procedures, certain strategies being simpler than others. That's certainly true, but it's all relative. Being in business is de facto difficult, isn't it? Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Nobody would go to work and get a paycheck at the end of the month and run out of money slightly before the end of the next month. Nobody would do that if being in business was easy, right? So what's on the screen now is a lesson to us all to look, don't find excuses. Do stuff that makes you feel uncomfortable. Do stuff that's hard, because it's all hard, isn't it? Do the uncomfortable thing, the hard thing. But the tool each of us has is effort. You have hands. Do it. What do we think to that one? Has that triggered anybody here? Has that triggered anyone here? Hey, Fiona, good to see you. Fiona's in Ecuador. If it's that, Fiona. Has that triggered anybody here? What do you think to the idea that, it's meant to be hard, isn't it? It can't be easy, otherwise everybody would be doing it. Do we agree with that? Can we resonate with that? Is that making sense? Can we agree that makes sense? While you're dropping some comments in there, I'm going to roll down to the next one, because this is lovely. This is absolutely lovely. And what's nice about these quotes is they apply to us, don't they? It's like they're speaking to us. This is why I picked them, basically. Jeff's popped in: outside the comfort zone is the growth zone, where we challenge. We don't have a stress, we can grow and expand. Yeah, the point of stress and anxiety, you just back off a little bit, don't you? Wind your neck in a bit and just go back to where you were before you got stressed. Because again, in the words of Wendy Rhodes, you chose that. You decided that. If you're feeling stressed, you made that stress. Nobody else did. Nobody else did that. Good off you, yeah. All right, let's read this one. What is it you do that you're the best in the world at? Right? So I'll tell you where this came from. You might remember that Bobby's ex-wife, Lara, I think her name was, tried to launch a business, and she had access to loads of capital. She spent $500 million or something, because they're billionaires, right? And it failed. It failed. She asked Bobby not to get involved because she wanted to try it for herself. She wanted to prove herself, right? So Bobby came in afterwards when it all crashed and burned, and she spent all the money. And he said to her, look, you're offering a service you didn't invent, a formula you didn't invent, a delivery method you didn't invent. Nothing about what you do is patentable or unique user experience. You haven't identified an isolated market segment. You haven't truly branded your concept. You want me to go on? How much of this is a kick in the butt for you reading this, right? So we're not saying you have to invent a service or a formula or a delivery method, right? But something in it has to be uniquely used, isn't it? Something in it has to be your unique IP. Come up with a name that's your name, right? That's uniquely yours, that nobody else is using. Come up with a slant on it, an angle on some kind of, I mean, if your core service is hypnotherapy, for example, you can't go pitching hypnotherapy and expect people to pay loads of money and join your program. There's got to be something about the way you use hypnotherapy, a direction that you take it, which is uniquely yours. All right. Isolated market segment, we call that client niche, don't we? We call that the ideal client avatar. Who's your isolated market segment? What do I mean by isolated? We're not part of the entire market. Not just a part of the morass of humanity is out there on social media, if you like. So that's a nice quote, isn't it? That's a nice one. And it really does apply. Just pop a comment in if you feel like this is in any way resonating. Right. So Wendy, the firm psychologist working with a market trader, lost his confidence. He says, everyone's double digits, up, I'm down. And she says, this is absolutely brilliant, right? This is absolutely brilliant. You just listen to the wrong voice. You're tuned into the one yelling at you over the loudspeaker that you're fucking stupid. And you're ignoring the quiet one inside telling you where the alpha is. That's the voice that got you here. We all have that voice, she says. We all have that voice that got us here. That's the voice we all need to listen to, because that's the voice that will also get us there. Wow. I'm going to leave that sitting on the screen. There's 19 of you here watching this live. Pop a comment in the thread, please. Let us know what you think to that. Let us know if you could possibly argue with a single word of that. Let us know if you agree with all of it. Let us know if you are listening to the wrong voice. Do you feel like you're guilty of listening to the wrong voice? Yes or no? How many times today, this week, this month, have you listened to the wrong voice? The wrong voice that you tuned into, yelling at you over the loudspeaker, you're fucking stupid. You're ignoring the quiet voice inside telling you where the alpha is. That's the voice that got you here, isn't it? I think this is absolutely brilliant. This is something we should all pay attention to. And, it's beautifully framed, isn't it? The thing about these scripts, for these shows is that they've got to be concise. These are not 18-minute TED Talks. They've got to put over an idea in a few seconds, sometimes in just a few words, haven't they? A few words and phrases. Sue and I talked yesterday, as voices get louder. Voices get louder, very close to what we want. Yeah, they do. They do. The naysayers, the negs, the things that can hold us back, the negative self-talk. And, Steve points this out. Steve, I hope this is useful for you. I'll let you have a copy of these quotes if you want, Steve. You can use them. Agree with all that, says Carolyn. Sometimes you need to give the inner voice a good talking to. Of course you do. It's the most powerful voice you'll ever hear because you're closest to it and it's more accessible to you. If a friend is criticizing, you're probably only going to see that friend or hear from that friend once a week. But you're with you 24/7, right? So if you're giving yourself a bollocking on a daily basis, it's ridiculous. You're never going to get anywhere. Listen to the wrong voice. Okay. There's another thing I think here, which is, a similar framing. I don't remember who Taleb is. I think this is a alliterative quote, probably. Become anti-fragile. I like that expression. Become anti-fragile, or die. And some of us are too fragile, I think. This is a story where Axelrod bought a town's municipal bonds in anticipation of a casino deal. The casino deal didn't work. So do you eat the loss or recoup your investment by seizing the town's assets? Neither is a great choice. However, sometimes the worst of two evils is even the way to go. Just eat the loss. Become anti-fragile, because the deal that you lose today isn't the last deal you'll ever do. The deal that you lose today isn't the last deal you'll ever do. Let's say you're on a really good call with a potential client and it all fell apart. They didn't buy. Well, that's not the last potential client you're ever going to talk to, is it? So you've got to become anti-fragile. Become anti-fragile. I love that idea from Billions. And, just get on with the next thing, basically. Here's a good one. this is a success mantra, if you like. First, I figured out where the sharp action was, where the guys who had a plan were. This is a lesson about reaching out for help from the right people. This is a lesson about engaging mentors, coaches, trainers, consultants. There you go. Anti-Fragile is a book by Nassim Taleb. Absolutely, Steve. I knew that. I knew that all along. Well done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where Anti-Fragile came from. So this next quote is about always getting a mentor. Take a close look at the people who are successful in your field. What do they do on a regular basis? They adopt one of their habits and make it your own. Yeah, you don't need to physically engage a mentor, but just have somebody you look up to there. Have somebody who's on a hero's journey compared to where you are today. Commit to a process, not a goal. There's another little quote. There's so much gold in these scripts, isn't there? Very, very smart people are writing this stuff for the actors to speak, so that it feels like a really good show when you're watching it, doesn't it? Don't just set a goal of creating better customer relationships. Commit to calling at least 2 customers a day to ask how you can better serve them. Don't just set a goal of landing new clients. It's very vague, isn't it? Commit to cold calling at least 2 leads every day. So this speaks to removing yourself from the outcome and controlling the inputs, because that's all you can control. You can't control the outputs, can you? So you might cold call at least 2 leads every day and get nowhere for 3 days. Then you might cold call 2 leads the next day and you make 2 sales. Okay, you can't control the outcome. All you can control is the inputs. Commit to a process that leads to a goal. You're much more likely to achieve that goal. Of course you are. This is why I'm not a fan of you guys doing business plans. I don't want you to do business plans. I want you to do an action plan. I want you to tell us what you're doing. I want you to make a blueprint for your daily process. What are you going to do every single day? And the business will flow from that, won't it? The results will flow from that. Is this making sense? Also, never reinvent a wheel, and perfect wheel already exists. Every single line that you see on this screen could be a session in itself, couldn't it? A training session in itself. All right, so we're going to move out of billions. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have enjoyed that. Let's just come back in the room and talk to you for a bit. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned from this, from the habits of a fictional billionaire called Bobby Axelrod? What's the biggest takeaway at this halfway point in the session? We'll spend another 20 minutes and we'll dig into Harvey Specter. I'll give you a little bit of an intro as to who he is if you don't know. He's a different character altogether. Very, very good looking chap. Some people would say Axe is good looking as well. I'm sure there's no coincidence that two good looking alpha males are very, very wealthy. But what's jumped out for you from these kind of billionaire things? So Caroline started this off, single-minded focus. What else? What else from those habits that we talked about before? It could be about not reinventing the wheel. It could be about taking on a mentor. It could be about becoming anti-fragile. It could be about creating some IP of your own, something unique that's uniquely yours. It could be about just making the effort, doing stuff rather than shying away from it because it's difficult. It could be about binning people who are not serving you. Yeah, Caroline, you're paying attention today. Well done. It could be about getting rid of people who are not serving you, couldn't it? I think that's a really important thing. The first one, if you remember, was about wading through the shit to get to the truffles. And that can mean, spending some time, months, if not years, working to build the infrastructure for your business, trying stuff, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Choosing the because you're surrounded by. Yeah, totally. Anti-fragile, focus on doing stuff, not the outcome, taking action. Yeah, absolutely. Steve's on the same lines, keeps the process. Acted played by Damian Lewis, a British actor. He is indeed. Damian Lewis sadly lost his wife to cancer recently. She was a renowned actress, an actor as well, and that's why he didn't come back in season 6, because he was just organising his life around that big change. But he's a great chap, lovely guy, and does a good American accent as well. Good Boston accent. Very, very good. Right, okay. I'll tell you what we'll do. As promised, Harvey Specter. Hands up who knows who Harvey Specter is. Yeah, just doing stuff, including the hard stuff. Hands up who knows who Harvey Specter is. Give us a yay if you know who Harvey Specter is. What I'm going to do, actually, because he's a very endearing character, a very, 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 very good looking chap. So I'm going to put a picture of him on the screen so you ladies can swoon at Harvey. All right. So, all right, okay. So let me put a picture of Harvey up on the screen. So here is. Let me just share the right one. Bear with me and share a picture of Harvey Specter. Who is this character here? Yeah, he's a very good looking guy. No doubt about it. Most people would agree. Harvey's a good looking guy. There he is. From most angles. He's very, very easy on the eye, isn't he? So let's get into the quotes from Harvey. We'll do that in a minute. Who is Harvey? Who is Harvey? Jeff said, if you aren't great at something, learn from someone who is, I can do it for you. Yeah, absolutely. So Harvey Specter is this guy here in a program called Suits, which is about a law firm. He never loses a case. If he does, he always finds a way to win, even from a loss. So let's get into this. I'm going to share this on the screen now. These are some one-liners. We can mix and match these, and if we land on one of these, we'll spend a bit of time talking about it. When you're backed against the wall, break the goddamn thing down. So this tells you that there's no limit to what you can achieve if you want to. If you're brave and all that kind of thing. Some of these are just little mantras, right? The only time success comes before work is in the dictionary. So remember that, folks. No success without work. Winners don't make excuses when the other side plays the game. This is about both sides of the argument in the legal profession can stretch the truth, shall we say, use the rules and laws and regulations to their advantage. So don't moan if the other side is doing that. Just do it yourself. This is a nice one. This is, I think you could put this on your wall, put this on your vision board. I'm sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of how awesome I am. You have to say that these people write very well, don't they? They actually write very good stuff. Now, look, guys, this is like the Wendy Rhodes quote about the voice inside your head. That voice inside your head will not overwhelm you if you practice self-love. So have you ever loved someone so much you'd do anything for them? Yeah, well, make that someone yourself and then do whatever the hell you want. I mean, they're exaggerated egotists and potentially narcissists in shows like this. I'm not suggesting we go to that extreme, but isn't that a lovely quote about self-love? You love someone so much you do anything for them. Make that someone yourself and do whatever the hell you want. Do we like that one? Do we like that one? Tell us about self-love, people. I want to see some yays in the comments here if that's resonating. Self-love. Harvey says, I don't pay the way for people, I pay the way for me. There's something in selfishness that we should aspire to. Let me just tread the fine line here, guys. Be selfish in the way that you build your business and the way that you create your business. Make your business for you primarily. Because as your business grows and you become more successful, you can help more people. Yeah. If your dearest wish is to help people, then helping yourself first is the best way to do that. All the great philanthropists around the world have made a nest for themselves, haven't they, first? Whatever you think to people like Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, these people who are giving away tens of billions of dollars, they can only do that because they've made themselves wealthy to start with. And I'm very firmly in the camp of, put your own mask on first. Not your COVID mask, your oxygen mask, right? Build a business that serves you first and foremost, and then you can help other people. And in this law firm, because they're successful at what they do in the Suits show, they do pro bono work as well. Well, there's a model for the ages, right? Philanthropy Friday. Spend 80% of your time building your business, then you've got a day a week to help people who, can't afford to pay you. Let's pick another good one here. I'm against having emotions. I'm not against using them. Interesting, isn't it? I like this one actually. I don't have dreams, I have goals. I think we should caveat that. So I don't have goals, I have processes, that kind of thing. Big lesson for me, this selfish stuff changing. Yeah. The best way to help people is to help yourself, is to work from a position of strength. Get yourself settled, give yourself some freedom. When we're shackled in the prison of our own making, struggling to pay the bills, keep the roof over our heads, we're probably not much use to other people either. It's very, very hard, isn't it, to be generous and giving and useful when the voice in our heads is saying, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to get to the end of the month? So selfishness in the way of building a business that serves you is so important, and then you can help other people, can't you? Emotion is also a big lesson for me. Yeah. How can you have a goal without a dream? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's in order, isn't it? What he's probably saying is, I don't just have dreams, So you start with a dream or an idea, whatever I mean, these are very powerful words, aren't they? They can be defined and understood in different ways. If I say a dream to somebody, they might imagine that a dream is what they have when they're asleep, right? Not much useful work is done when you're sleeping, is it? Sleep's there to recharge your battery, isn't it? But if you have a dream, if you have an aspiration, turn that into a goal. But then, for God's sake, turn that into a process, turn that into a strategy. How are you going to get there? You don't just get your goals just don't arrive, do they? I'm not interested in great. I want to know who its daddy is. That's a little bit ephemeral. He's talking about the daddy of great. Not interested in just being great. How about the greatest? This is, I guess, pertaining to him in the law firm. So sometimes good guys got to do bad things to make the bad guys pay. Okay. Here's a good one. I think we could take this on board, guys. It's not bragging if it's true. Hands up, give us a yay if you've ever felt reticent about putting testimonials into your social feed, case studies, talking about your work in glowing terms. Give us a yay if you've ever done that. If you've ever felt reticent about boasting about your work. Jeff, not anymore. Come on, you guys, come forward here. Fingers on keyboards. Let's have some interaction here. Really interested to know where you are with this, because we can talk a little bit about this, can't we? Steve's admitted it. Diane says not now. Have you ever had the feeling that you don't want to just be putting testimonials in your feed all the time? Telling the world how good you are, all that kind of thing. Yeah. So we're kind of 100% there. I mean, even Jeff and Diane have said not anymore, not now. The rest of you admitted to it. It's not bragging if it's true. Just write those 6 words down, guys. They're 8 words, shortened with apostrophes if you're being pedantic. But write the 6 words down. It's not bragging if it's true. It's not bragging if it's true. Will you write those down? Because what I want you to do is pick a case study, tell a story this evening in your social feed. Friday night is a great night for engaging people on social, right? Pick out a story of somebody you've helped. Tell the story in your own words. If there's testimonial from them that goes with it, paste that into the post as well. Have that as the image on the post, for example, right? Tell the story. It's not bragging if it's true. That's a good one, that, isn't it? That is a good one. Here's a good one, right? Work until you no longer have to introduce yourself. In our profession, who's done that? Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, Gary Vaynerchuk, right? Work till you no longer have to introduce yourself. I like that. This talks about the privilege of inbound leads, doesn't it? When you are so renowned, you don't have to be globally renowned. You just have to be renowned in your community, right? When you become so renowned that people come to you to work with you, and you don't have to tap on the shoulder and say, "Hey, what? You know, I'm a physiotherapist. I might be able to help with this. I'm a hypnotherapist. I might be able to help you." That's quite nice, isn't it? I'm trying to remember. There's only 30 of these. But let's scroll down. Work till you no longer have to introduce yourself. That's a good one, that is. I like that. Here's a mantra for the ages. It's going to happen because I'm going to make it happen. So decide what you're going to do and then make it happen, folks. I like to smile at people who don't like me. This is about your trolls, right? I like this one. Yeah, this one's really resonated. It's not bragging if it's true. Write it down, folks. If you've got a bit of paper there, just write it down, put it on your vision board. We should be bragging all day, every day. Brag about the work you do, folks. Brag about the work you do. Please do that, right? Whatever you do, brag about your work, because if you don't, nobody else will. Some people will believe you as well. I like to smile at people who don't like me. What's nice about that one is that when people are slagging you off, just go, "Thanks for engaging." If you want a great example of this, on YouTube, there's a channel run by a guy called Joe Pardo. He calls himself Super Joe Pardo, Joey Pardo, P-A-R-D-O. He gets more trolls than any human I've ever known, right? He gets people on every single one of his videos slagging him off. And he goes, "Thanks for commenting. This is a business education channel. Hope you're enjoying it." He is lovely and nice to everybody who slags him off. And I love that. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Another version of that one is speak softly, but make a big noise. You heard that before? Speak softly, but make a big noise. People say I speak softly. That's why I occasionally lean towards the microphone in case you can't hear me. Speak softly, but make a big noise. Don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. Do you know what this speaks to? The quality of your content. Rather than the desperation in, sharing, "Please buy my workshop. Please arrive on Saturday at my workshop" kind of content. Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Talk about why people need to work with you guys. Why people need what you do. Why they might want what you do. Right? Greg used to say Gregory, like Gregory Peck. I know what you're saying, Gregory. So don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Do we like that one? Don't shout at your audience. Don't insist that they do something. Don't plead with them. Pleading can be a voice raise, can't it? Yeah. Love that one, don't we? Don't raise your voice, improve your argument. Some of these are so fundamental. It's a bit of a cliche there. Change your life, change the way you think. How about this one? This is a right sucker punch, isn't it? For people who are in employment, working for the man, whoever the man is or the woman. 97% of people who gave up are employed by the 3% who never did. Wow. It's brutally true, isn't it? That is true. I know you can argue with the percentages, but as a concept, that's always going to be true, isn't it? 97% of people who gave up. Do you know what's really sad in my community? The saddest thing that I hear is when a coach or therapist who's been in the community for a while gives up and goes and gets a job because it's too damn hard. I find that really sad. Really sad. They might never come back either. They might never come back. Isn't that sad? Give us a yay if you think that's sad. Tell me if you think that's sad. This is probably a quote from somebody else. It looks so good it might be. Kill them with success, bury them with a smile. How about this? Woohoo! This is going back to Billions, isn't it? From before, where we were talking about surrounding yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the right people. Get goals so big you get uncomfortable telling small-minded people. Without any judgment, and without any bravado, I find myself talking to people like this sometimes. Some people around me, people who just happen to be friends of mine, acquaintances, neighbours, that kind of thing. I find it difficult talking sometimes about the success that we're achieving with JHM after five years. The fact that we've done $1 million in sales before last Christmas, that kind of thing. But these are kind of difficult things to talk about sometimes with people who are so outside of that, that circle that they can't possibly understand it. But the answer to that ultimately is just surround yourself with people who are actually doing better than you, or even peers at worst, people who get you. Is that making sense? Is that making sense, guys? Is that making sense? Win a no-win situation by rewriting the rules. Okay, yeah. Here's a nice one. Liam Hay, just make sure they spell your name right. Amusing little caveat to that is I often say, you can call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. I'd actually say that. I win, that's what I do. So we've got a bunch today, haven't we, of really, really positive, life-affirming quotes and ideas. They're more than just quotes, they're ideas, aren't they? They're ideas, that's what they are. And I think if we take ideas on board and make them part of who we are, then our lives are going to get better, aren't they? So Fiona Cutts has landed herself in Ecuador, having moved from Colombia in the last few days. Retired expats. Yeah, retired expats are not always inspiring, are they? In fact, retired anybody's are not always particularly inspiring. Full disclosure, I'm never going to retire. Let's have a little poll. Give us a yes or no. If you're here today, type in the comments. If you're watching this live or indeed on the recording, are you ever going to retire? Yes or no? I can tell you here and now, I am never going to retire. Because I can travel to Ecuador if I want. I could be there in 2 days' time if I got a plane ticket. I don't need to retire to do that. Give us a yeah or no on this. I think I know where this is going. Give us a yeah or nay. I'm interested to see if there's a yes, and I'll challenge you on it. I'm never going to flipping retire. Why the hell would I want to do that? Well done, Steve. Kudos, mate. Going to burn out naturally? Well, you might. Or you just work less and earn more money. And you won't burn out. Yeah. So you don't have to retire doing what we do we? And therefore you can see the disconnect between Fiona, who's landing in a community of retired people who don't necessarily have a direction in life beyond the coffees and beers and food that they're eating and drinking that day. So yeah, it's an interesting thing to leave us on, isn't it? Listen, I hope that's been useful. If you'd like a copy of that thing that I just downloaded, it was a very lazy Google Doc I put together. I'll let you have it. Just type doc in the comments and I'll let you have that. So all those inspirational quotes are yours. I've got one thing I just want to show you before we leave today, because I'm giving you the opportunity. If you haven't already been in the CAB, and if you have, just sit quietly for a moment, because part of this does affect you. We're actually awarding a scholarship to the Client Attraction Blueprint Program in October. It is a $7,500 program in October. And we're going to give away a scholarship free to one person who makes a good case for themselves. How you're going to make a good case for yourself is as follows. You are going to join a workshop that I'm doing, which is called Passion to Profits. I'm just going to load it on the screen and show you. It's a very, very simple thing. It is called Passion to Profit, and this workshop is on the 24th of August, so it's pretty much 2 weeks from yesterday. In fact, it definitely is 2 weeks from yesterday, and it is a masterclass, and it is this masterclass here. It's called Passion to Profit. I'll make that a little bit bigger so you can see it. We are live on the 24th of August at 7 p.m. in the UK, so a couple of hours after now, which makes it accessible for all you Americans, wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to, and it's a 90-minute masterclass. I'm going to run through the exact process we use with our VIP clients, indeed the clients who join the Client Attraction Blueprint that's scrolling across the bottom. Ticket price is $297, but I've got an early bird at the moment for $27. We're going to switch that off in a couple of days. But here's the news. If you want a chance to win a free scholarship for the Client Attraction Blueprint program, then you have to show up on this workshop. You've got a massive benefit from the workshop anyway, but only the people who are on that workshop will qualify for a chance to win the scholarship. I hope that's clear. So there is a bit.ly link that's scrolling along the bottom here. It says bit.ly/JHM P2P. That's this page that I'm showing you on the screen. What I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to, in the chat, I'm going to put a link so you can sign up for the workshop. You need to be in it to win it, folks. It's going to cost you $27 to have a chance to join this workshop. And I've just dropped the link to book your place in the workshop in the chat. I've actually dropped it in the Facebook group as well, so it's actually there. In case any of you are watching on my personal profile, I'm just about to drop it in that live as well. I can see there's a couple of you in there, so I'm going to do that. I don't know if any of you are watching LinkedIn. If you are, there'll be a link to it. But click on that link, book it right now. It's $27. It's going to be best part of $300. It's going to be $297 as of next week. So you literally have got a small window to get this VIP $27 ticket for that workshop. It's called Passion to Profit, where we turn your passion into a real business over 90 minutes. I'm going to literally hold nothing back. I'm going to give you the full template. And after that session, we are going to pick a winner for the $7,500 scholarship to the blueprint. So, Steve, it is being recorded. As long as you buy a ticket, we'll consider you for the scholarship, without a doubt. So, if you want to win a scholarship to the October Client Attraction Blueprint program, worth $7,500, it is a landmark program because it's the 100th time that we delivered this program. So it's a centenary of the CAB. It's CAB 100. Just to let you know a little bit about the program, we take 4 people into a cozy little cohort, and over 12 weeks, we build your business from the inside out. Caroline and a few others who are on this session today have been through the program. If you want to just drop a little comment in about the CAB, about your experience on it, if you're still here. The CAB works. You know, it's a brilliant program. I've been delivering this program live personally to small cohorts of 4 people for the last 5.5 years, and we've reached a landmark in October. CAB 100. It is worth $7,500. People are going to pay that to be on it. You could win a scholarship, and the way that you'll do that is to load this link, which is scrolling on the bottom, or click on it if you can see it in the chat. bit.ly/JHM-P2P, Passion to Profit, and you can get your ticket for that workshop. That will automatically give you a chance then of being selected as the scholarship winner for the Client Attraction Blueprint. All right, I am going to go. I hope you've enjoyed it today, my lovely folks. Have a blessed weekend. It's brilliant. We're talking about the CAB here. Caroline says it has changed my confidence in my business, worth every penny, says Caroline Day. There you go. So just one final reminder. bit.ly/JHM-P2P Passion to Profit. That will get you into the workshop 2 weeks yesterday on the 24th of August, and that will then automatically give you a chance to be selected for the $7,500 free scholarship for the Client Attraction Blueprint in October. All right. Hope you had a great time today. I'll distribute this doc with all those quotes, and I'll stick it in the chat a little bit later in the group so you can see it. Love you lots. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.